Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1008. Hang on, I wrote it down. Leader of the Atamayama Thieves Brigade, Ashura Doji. That's quite the mouthful for this week's chapter. But as you can guess, the chapter is going to start off with where we left off with the Red Scabbards. The chapter art this week is Nico Robin helping a horse fly like a Pegasus using her Devil Fruit ability. You know, the wings that she gives herself. She's strapped onto a horse. It's pretty cool looking. Still waiting on that Katakuri cover story. I'm not letting that go until the next cover story comes out. But without further ado, let's get into the chapter itself. Like I said, chapter starts off right where we left off with the Kozuki Oden himself standing there before his scabbards and saying, "Hey, it's me! Toki threw me into the future!" And everybody, they're all happy to see him, and even Kinemon gets up to, go towards him. However, Ashura and Raizo both see right through him, and Ashura goes to attack him, revealing, when he cuts the face of Oden, reveals that, the face is cut, but there's no blood. Even Raizo sees this too, and this fake Odin starts attacking them. They realize very quickly that the only person who could replicate Odin and his mannerisms would have to be one of them. None other than Kurozumi Kanjuro. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I feel really dumb because it's really obvious. Here I am like, oh my gosh, Toki's powers, or maybe it's Eneru, or, maybe Odin did survive and he's just, but nope. It was Kanjuro. I really should have seen that coming. You know what? It's honestly, I feel like it's punishment for like the last 5 chapters. I've been like, I called it, I was right, I knew this was gonna happen, and I fell for one of the most obvious tricks in the book. So you got me again, Oda, and this is why you write One Piece and I don't. But anyways, so this fake Odin reveals, that he is made by Kanjuro, and Kanjuro is controlling him remotely. Apparently, Kanjuro's injuries were a bit too much for him, and this will probably take out the rest of his life force. However, as the Scabbards go to find the Kanjuro who's controlling the fake Odin reveals that he has some dynamite underneath him, and he's just going to blow them all to smithereens. However, Ashura decides to make the ultimate sacrifice, tackles into the fake Odin, and, well, in the erupting explosion, sacrifices himself so the rest of the team can go and take care of Kanjuro. Honestly, Ashura, your name starts with an A. I'm sorry, you are not with Pound, Pell, Pagaya. I don't think the will of P is going to protect you. So, unless something else happens, in which case we're going to have to call it, the will of PA. Until then, I think maybe Ashura really did sacrifice himself. Still waiting on Pedro to come back, the will of P and all, but we shall see. Anyways, as the Scabbards make their way out the door, they are greeted by Jack, who made it just in time to take them out in their weakened state, he himself being weakened as well. Understanding how fast they have to go and the severity of the situation, Duke Dogstrom actually takes it upon himself to face Jack alone. This is kind of a big thing because the last time he faced Jack without the power of his Sulong form, it was him trading off with Nekomamushi, which means this may be a very catastrophic fight for him. No pun intended. However, I really did appreciate the little joke between the two of them, because as the rest of the Scabbards are going away, Jack's like, "Ha, there's no moon here to protect you," and Duke Dogstrom meets him right back and goes, "Funny, I was about to mention that there's no poison gas here." So, the two of them are on even ground, in my opinion. This is, both of them don't have their, well, in Dogstrom's case, his power-up, in Jack's case, his cheating card. And because of that, it's going to be a fair fight for the most part. I'm hoping, based on Sanji's here or there decision, maybe Sanji's going to show up and help fight Jack. It would tie in very well to Sanji's feelings towards Zoe, because he wasn't there to ultimately find out that Raizo is safe. He wasn't there to really thank the Minks for what they've done, aside from, helping out with Pedro. And so, all that aside, it would be nice. It would come full circle. It would give Sanji a fight that he deserves after his crushing defeat against Black Maria. But all in all, I am looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Okay, so after that, we cut to a certain figure going around burning the castle to the ground. He's going to burn the entire castle to the ground to get revenge on Kaido. And, oh my gosh, everyone say it with me, Orochi isn't dead. That's right, he's not dead. Because, when Kaido took off his head, everyone's first reaction was, oh my gosh, Oda took a major plot villain and just killed him unceremoniously. He's definitely dead. I'm still standing by the 7-head theory that when Orochi does take on his zone form again, we're only going to see 7 heads because Kaido lopped one of them off. But we won't know until we actually get to that point in the story. You do see Fukurokuju in the background, so that's probably what he snuck off to do, was go collect, Orochi's body, take him somewhere safe, and wait for one of his other 7 heads to pop back up. I'm not exactly sure what Orochi's plan is here, because the way he made it sound was that by burning down the castle and the, Onigashima being up in the sky, that Kaido would have nowhere to run. But Kaido can fly, and Orochi can't. And from what we've seen, Fukurokuju can't fly either. So I'm not really sure what Orochi's plan is here, because he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who wants to die, especially since, he didn't. But his plan is also to burn down the only location that he's on. So I chalk it up to Orochi is an idiot and doesn't think more than 4 seconds ahead. But we'll have to see. Who knows? This fire might even just be a minor thing. Kaido may see the fire going on and just be like, and then the fire's out because Kaido can summon tornadoes. After that, we cut to Momonosuke talking to Yamato and Shinobu, the two of them expressing shock at him being able to transform like that, and even Yamato saying, "Oh, that reminds me, if I could transform into a dragon like that, that would be so cool, because then we could go if you could transform like that, big monster like my father. Wait, that reminds me, we have to go help Luffy, and he's against my dad. It's gonna be bad." And Momo goes, "Well, Luffy seems kind of hurt, but overall he's still in good spirits." And Shinobu's like, "That's a relief." "Wait, why do you know that?" I said, "Why do you know that?" And Momo goes, "Well, my guess is that because both Luffy and Momonosuke can hear the voice of all things, similar to how Roger and Odin could, Momonosuke has like this spiritual bond to Luffy and just knows that Luffy's okay. Like, has no way to actually prove it, but because he can, maybe it's like a low-key kind of hockey, like not even, well, I mean, there has been theories floating around about a 4th type of hockey. Personally, I would prefer it just stay at the 3. It's a little late in the series to be establishing something like that. Then again, it's One Piece, anything's possible. But overall, I think this is just the voice of all things, allowing the two of them to connect to each other. Rounding up this chapter, we see that Momonosuke is correct. Luffy is still in high spirits. In fact, so high of spirits that every time Kaido slams him into a boulder, Luffy immediately gets up, looks at the rest of the guys fighting, and says, "Okay, good luck, good job, guys, here we go!" Wah! And then immediately gets sent back into the ground. And Zoro, Kid, Killer, Law, all 4 of them are like sitting here like, okay, we got to form a strategy. Okay, so if I go high, you go low. And maybe and just as they're talking, Luffy is just constantly like, slamming into the ground, getting back up and saying, "Don't worry, guys, I got him!" Goes, slams back into the ground. "I'm holding him down. You guys just, here I go!" And slams back down. And Zoro berates him a little bit, saying, "Are you taking this seriously?" And Luffy's like, "Look, guys, your negative attitudes are really bringing down the mojo of this fight." Goes back into the fight. As Luffy is constantly doing that, Law, Killer, and Kid and Zoro are all like, the important thing to do is to get them separated, because right now, fighting the two of them at the same time is literal hell. After that, Luffy gets back up another time, looks at Kaido and Big Mom together and goes, "Well, I've been to hell before. It's not so bad." And gets ready to go back to fighting, and Kaido's sitting there looking at Luffy, and we finally get to see Kaido's glorious hybrid form. It's not as terrifying as I thought it would be, but it is very cool. I like that he has got like the dragon horns in addition to his normal horns, and the scales don't take up his entire body. It has a very big feel of a big dragon man. And as Kaido is looking at this spunky little Luffy who's constantly coming at him, he's just like, you know, you never lose that spark in your eye. I feel like Kaido is starting to like Luffy the more and more they fight. I want a Kaido flashback because I don't know how to feel about how Kaido feels. So I would really like to know what I'm supposed to be thinking right now. But I'm pretty sure the next chapter is going to go into greater detail on Kaido's hybrid form, and probably how they're going to split the two of them apart. My guess is that Kid, Killer, and Law are going to fight Big Mom. They're like going to, veer her away from Kaido. And Luffy and Zoro are going to fight Kaido. Another possible combination would be Luffy, Kid, and Luffy, Kid, and Law going after Kaido, and then Zoro and Killer after Big Mom. But that seems less likely to me because I feel like blunt attacks should be more reserved for Big Mom, like, Kid's crushing abilities and Law's abilities to, like, bypass your initial blubber, for lack of a better word. Whereas slashing attacks like Zoro and Killer work better on Kaido. So, I don't know. I definitely know for sure Luffy is fighting Kaido, which means Big Mom is probably going to take on at least Law, because at least one captain has to be fighting one of these two. It just makes, well, even that doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know how it's going to be divided, but I know Luffy's fighting Kaido. That's where I want to leave this. There's no new there is a new chapter next week, so look forward to that. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.